Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Sam. I'd like to welcome you to my EyeClarity Podcast. This is a show that offers cutting-edge information on how to improve your vision and overall wellness through holistic methods. I so appreciate you spending part of your day with me. If you have questions, you can send them to hello@drsambyrne.com. Now, to the latest EyeClarity episode. For some of you, this is probably a new subject. For others, you have some experience. And there are probably a few of you that have been involved in the field of vibrational medicine or energy healing for a long time. So there's a big range. And my advice would be that for you, if you are interested, there's a really good book that might be a great introduction for you. And the book is titled Power versus Force. Has anybody ever heard of it? You can let me know on the chat. This was written by a psychiatrist named David Hawkins. And David Hawkins had a very interesting career. He started off in New York City, and he evolved where eventually he moved to Sedona, Arizona, where he developed a center and he did a lot of teaching. And it was in the area of vibrational healing and vibration as it related to words, to language. And he has a whole system where there's a chart, and certain words create a certain vibration and other words create a higher vibration. So for example, you can think of the word fear, that is the lower vibrational state. If you think of the word gratitude, this is a higher vibrational state. And through kinesiology, that's measuring the energy of the body with muscle testing, he was able to come up with a whole system of being able to measure all these different words. And for somebody that's just starting out, he's a physician, he's an MD, and he takes you through a journey where you really start to understand how everything has a certain frequency. And how to measure things, well, there are a variety of different ways that one can measure. You can use things like dowsing. You can use pendulums. You can use, as I say, muscle testing. Or you can use instrumentation, and there's a variety of different ways to do that. There's a product out there called a BioWell, and it's similar to the GDV camera that I use for measuring energy. That could be something you could check into. There are things like the Rife machine, RIFE. That's pretty famous. There's a body of work called radionics. So you could Google radionics and learn about how frequency works. You could take a class, say in Reiki. So that's a body-centered therapy where you use your hands and you learn how to open up the energy in yourself and others. Now, maybe someday I'll teach a class on vibrational healing and energy medicine. That is a possibility. Certainly aromatherapy and herbs, they have a certain frequency signature. And you can use your pendulum to measure the energy of the essential oil you're using if you want to. Now, you will get to a point where instead of having to measure the energy, that you just get an intuitive feeling, I need this oil, I need that oil. But, all the oils vibrate at least 115 megahertz or higher. When you think of a oil like rose oil, that's pretty universal. That is going to help you on so many levels. But I want to caution you about being in an X treats Y. I've got this condition, so I take that. That's not the way vibrational healing works. And as you get more into vibrational medicine, you start to realize there's actually an alchemical process of being able to mix things together and come up with a solution or a result that surpasses what the problem was. And I've been illustrating my own alchemical abilities for a long time. And even though I'm labeled and as a optometrist, eye doctor, whatever, you may start discovering that I do a lot more than just, the eyes. And in alchemy, you can actually change a lot of things that maybe you didn't know you could change. I would put color therapy in that category as well. People are asking me, how do I use the color? What do I do? Basically, the color therapy it's an immersion in introducing your eyes and your brain and your body to frequencies in the visible spectrum that are going to bring you more balance and harmony. And so, one way to do it is the rainbow. You start with the red color, you put it on for, say, 2 minutes, you look through it. Some safe questions to ask would be, what do I see and what do I feel? And just be with whatever comes into your awareness. And after you're done with that 2 minutes, you put the red down and then you put on the orange glasses. And you ask the same question, what do I see? What do I feel? And you're going to go through all the colors of the spectrum, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, depending on, how many pairs of glasses you have. And my advice would be to do it every day. Do it for 30 days. Make it a practice for you and keep a journal, keep a notebook of your thoughts, feelings, observations, either before, during, and after the color therapy session, because it could really open you up, open your consciousness, open your vision, open things up that you don't even know that are possible. Again, it's an alchemical experience, and you could combine it by adding some essential oils. You can put on the oils, and then you could do the color therapy. Maybe this is something you do in your meditation in the morning, or you do in the evening before you go to bed. What you're thinking about is, with the color therapy, it's going to open a door for you that's going to bring more balance and harmony to your eyes. Now, that might mean, in your case, to dissolve the cataracts. So we're going to go back to the cataracts conversation in a little bit. But the thing about vibrational healing is that many times there's a big surprise on what actually takes place and what happens. If you've never been exposed to energy healing before, seek out a practitioner in your area. So maybe Reiki would be a good place to start. Maybe, homeopathy You could find a homeopath and they would take a very extensive history, maybe give you a constitutional. Homeopathy is a fabulous, fabulous vibrational healing modality. So that's kind of my overall response to the vibrational healing. And, when people ask me, well, what's it all about and how do I do it? This is opening something for you to explore. I don't have the answer, that I'm not equipped in this class to go deeply into it, but I do think it's an essential part of being in the whole picture, that we just can't look at things in a physical way. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from the EyeClarity Podcast show today. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Spotify and leave a review. See you here next time.